Good morning. Oh, it's so good to be back with you in my lion's den. I am inviting on a beautiful woman, Katherine, to share with you this morning. She is so inspiring. You're going to find, you think I have energy. You listen to this gal. Be right here. Here she comes. She has energy. I met her while we were on our last trip, and there she is. I'm talking about you right now. And we met each other on the sandy beach, and I thought, wow, my energy has been matched. I've officially met my match. I loved it. We just totally resonated. We hugged like we've known each other for years. But let me tell you, I'll give a little bit of Katherine's bio, and then today she is going to share her heart. Now, she has done live videos before, but Katherine, first of all, welcome to my lion's den.
I love it. I love it.
my favorite place to do interviews with people. But as you know, I've done lots of medical professionals, and Katherine is a medical professional. She is a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor for the last 18 years, and she studies also functional medicine. And when you saw, you read the post, how I posted it, is that we find out that doctors need medical help too. Even holistic doctors, ones that know what they do, they still need a boost. Well, Katherine is going to be sharing her story today. And Katherine, welcome. She has shared her story many times, but not like this in a Facebook Live interview. So I'm excited that you've chosen to kind of come out of the closet, share your journey, and I've had other people come out of the closet. My last one was how the gal is not coming out of the closet, but she came out of the bathroom to tell her story because she had an IBS story to share.
Oh my God.
So Katherine, what we are talking about here, yes, is the journey of what happened when you were introduced to this new lifestyle. Oh, Dr. Kat, there's Marilyn.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Hi, Dr. Kat.
Hi.
There's Dr. Kat right here. So how she was introduced to this amazing journey, NRF2 activation journey, the network marketing journey, and the whole gamut as a business and busy professional. So first of all, thank you for taking time out of your day, taking time away from clients to come and share your story with your world and my world and a lot of people's world today. Hi.
So hopefully I'm looking the right way. These like live.
You are.
Okay,
Perfect.
Okay, great. So a lot of people know me as Dr. Kat, and I am always still going to be Dr. Kat. So you asked me about like how I got introduced to basically NRF2 activation and like why I'm sharing this information with people and why I'm so excited is basically what you're asking. Well, so most people who know me know that I've been an autoimmune sufferer for about the last 9 years. I struggled with infertility for 5 years, and I wanted a big family. I had lots of big desires, and I got into this health journey of even becoming a chiropractor because I had broken my collarbone playing rugby, and yes, I played rugby. I don't recommend that. And you know, I got better from my sinus problems and my headaches at the time, and so I was like, wow, you know, I need to become a chiropractor. I need to do this for other people. And I've been enjoying that journey and helping people to like fix themselves before they're conceived. I'm all about epigenetics. I want to help people's bodies to be at the maximum that it can be at, without any drugs, any surgery, and intervention. So chiropractic really like is the lifestyle for me. And fast forward, so 2009, you know, we'd been trying for a few years to get pregnant. We got married in 2005, and I had suffered with like low thyroid symptoms and other issues. My dad's a diabetic, a lot of problems throughout my life. So fast forward, and I have all these autoimmune conditions. I have autoimmune Graves' disease, which is like hyperthyroidism. And I have autoimmune LADA, which is type 1.5 diabetes. And so I went on this journey with, you know, God, because I wouldn't be here without the big dude upstairs. And I fast forward, and I finally became a mom. It was a crazy journey, and I was getting dental work done. in March of 2014, so about 4 years ago. And I took a medicine, which, you know, most antibiotics are pretty strong, but I had to take a stronger one because I'm allergic to some of the weaker ones. And it's not that I'm anti taking them, it's that I just, you know, didn't want to put it into my body because I know what it does to your body. But I needed to. So I took it, and over time, I started to develop this debilitating skin rash on my hands. And at this point, I had been in practice for about 14 years, 15 years, about 6 or 7 on my own, with great mentorship. I was excited. My pediatric practice and prenatal practice was really growing. I loved it. Okay. There was nothing wrong with my life. I was enjoying life. And it got progressively worse. I spent $17,000. If you can see that picture there, it's pretty nasty. And those are just some of the pictures. That was my thumb. And for anybody who's a chiropractor or a practitioner out there who uses their hands, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I washed my hands. I would put gloves on my hands. It was, you know, if someone approaches your baby with hands that look like this, like, you really don't want, like, have them touch your baby. And so I was debating closing my practice, Becky. And so that was in the back of my mind. And then my friend Niall, who's a pediatric occupational therapist, and John Barnes, myofascial release therapist, tried to introduce me to this information. In fact, I was really resistant because of the fact that it was sold through a network marketing platform. I put my hands up, and it's just ironic because, like, as a chiropractor, I've had this target on my back, right, all my life. It's like, I'm a chiropractor, and they're like, oh, and you adjust babies. Oh, it's awful. So, like, you know, to bring it network marketing into my life, I was like, oh, no. And well, so she just was persistent in saying, look, you have an onus on you to know this information. She's like, it's heavily researched. There are 23 independent, at the time there were 15 or 16 independent peer reviews on PubMed. And she was like, you need to know about what NRF2 activation is. And I was like, okay, you know, I kind of felt guilted into it. And then I listened, and then I was like, oh, what the heck? It might help my patients, right? It's researched. And I thought maybe it'll be just like another supplement company for me. That's what I thought. This will be just another supplement company for me. And I took it, and within 2 weeks, because I thought I should try it, right? I try everything. My detox is everything. Anything I recommend to my patients, I've tried. So I tried it, and I took it. And within 2 weeks, this debilitating skin rash was gone. And I was amazed. And I ended up giving it to my kids. Wow. And I can tell you that story after. But I was amazed. And then I knew, between that and then attending an event with a colleague who was like, you need to come see other people's stories. And I was like, oh, I just don't want to hear anymore. You know, it's fine. I'm good. And she's like, no. And so when I got to meet other heart-centered people, I found a new tribe. Like, just like with chiropractic, like, I thought that was the only tribe I'd ever find in my life. So that's how I came about NRF2 activation.
So how you said a person was like going after you, and so many people say, I know chiropractic, and I know a doctor, and I know this person, and I want them to know about this too. And I mean, you were the ones that, like, you guys already say, I have a target on my back, and I have how many people a day coming in, and you're like, get away from me with that company, with your network marketing stuff. I find the same thing too. But what was it other than you finally said, okay, I'm going to try it myself? I mean, you tried it yourself, and then you woke up to go, wait a minute, this is actually a deal. This is something.
Right. So with our particular company, as you know, like, there's a lot of really heavy success up front. And, you know, I just genuinely, just like with chiropractic, or just like, you know, how I talk about gluten-free and dairy-free diets, because I've been gluten-free and dairy-free for 7 years. You know, I was eating all the healthy things. I get passionate. Some would say zealous, but I get passionate about the things that work or have worked for me. And I don't want to ram it down somebody's throat. I just want people to be aware. So how this was different was it was endorsed by people who I hold in high regard in the community, you know, in chiropractic, like Dr. Dan Murphy had endorsed this, Dr. Brett Brimhall, who's now, you know, an elite in the company. And, you know, when I saw, oh, Dr. Brett Brimhall, like he's taking this, and then I see 800 medical professionals, That and also 23 peer reviews on PubMed, and it's on PubMed. And then when I see like a company like, some of the drug companies that are trying to make some of these activators themselves, and they're not succeeding, you know, and our product is better, I was like, okay, well, it's just the same way I feel about chiropractic. It's like, okay, well, you can try that, but you're going to end up coming back here anyway. So what I would say to people is kind of like most of the chiropractors who I've spoken to, because we're a slightly different breed than traditional medical physicians. Most of the chiropractors I've spoken to, it really is a patient having an experience that resonates with the doctor at the time. So like, I had I wanted to keep it very personal. I was embarrassed that I was doing all the things. I was praying, and I still am. I was praying. I was grain-free, dairy-free. I was on an autoimmune paleo diet. I had done all the medical things. I had taken so many drugs, $17,000 in a year. And I can get at a discount because I'm a practitioner, right? All the supplements. And I mean, it's fine. Like I was healthy-ish, but like nothing. And I was it's like when somebody is doing all the things and they have a change, is that person open? I don't really care if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But like be open and receptive to the fact that this could be helpful to you.
I'm going to show it one more time, Katherine. This is only one part of her body. This is her hand. And remember, the story is not just about this. That is just a reflection of an autoimmune disease that was going on in Dr. Kat's body. And she has to be hands-on chiropractic care to babies. I kid you not, if those hands came towards my baby, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I can see why this would derail you as a practitioner.
Yeah.
Wow. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And I think it's because I was doing all the other things, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just, that last little activation?
Yeah.
Do you think that last
I do. And we found out that actually and for 2 years after I was activating, we had 15 years of mold in our house. So we just remediated 45 grand of mold. And if you look at all the mold stuff out there, and that's another whole story for another whole day of mold, but it talks about, eating that kind of diet. It talks about glutathione being our master antioxidant in our body. All these children in our office who come in to see me because like they're on the spectrum or they're having issues, they're depleted glutathione levels. So like for me, it made sense backwards, right? It made sense the other way around that I would have had relief. It made sense. The only time in my life in the 1.5 years that I struggled with this, that I had this rash go away was when I went exactly 3 years ago, yesterday, to the south of France for my little sister's wedding. And no Wi-Fi, no toxins in the air, no chemtrails, nothing. It's kind of like being in the Bahamas, but even cleaner. And, yeah, I had stress. My 2 sons were 4 and 20 months old, and they were pages in my sister's wedding. So I was stressed, but I wasn't oxidatively stressed. I wasn't being free radical attacked the same way that I am at home. And so when I alleviated that pressure by going overseas, and for 6 days, my skin rash went away. So that's what I had in the back of my mind. So when I took the Nerf 2 and it went away, I was like, oh my God, we are being attacked and bombarded all day long by free radicals, Wi-Fi, chemtrails, toxins in the food and the air that we're breathing. And we need leverage. There is even a study about chiropractic reducing oxidative stress. So, but how many people can afford, especially when they're autoimmune sufferers and their moms, to go and spend 3 or 4 times a week or 5 times a week or twice a week, or spend their time and their money going to the chiropractor and maybe only feeling marginally better? Even if I were just, I'm very pure about chiropractic. I know what it can do, but literally we are so attacked that it's not enough these days. And I know that any practitioner who's been in practice longer than 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years, I've been in practice, I saw people get well when I first practiced. They do not get well anymore. They don't. In the last 5 or 6 years, we just don't get well. They don't get well. So I was like, I want leverage.
Wow.
So I, in a detached manner, even my pregnant patients, my kid patients, I recommend this to everyone. They don't all take it, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And you know, when you get days that you can't, this is gonna, the other leverage on the other side of this is, you know, you will be doing chiropractic because of your passion. But there's a day that, you know what, if you have to shut down your practice for a week because you fall sick, now at least you also have something
Yes, ma'am.
that is, that's the power of the leverage of also in network marketing. You'll be back in when you can, but you know, it's like me, if I don't sell a house today, I don't get paid tomorrow. That's it. And so what I've done as a professional, and you are a professional, you're a medical professional, but you're the same. If you're not correcting people's bodies, you're not getting paid. But now we get to get something that's ongoing. And I love that. I love real estate. I'll continue to do it. But I love having the leverage of, if I have to step away from real estate, I still have a leverage also, because I love people. That's why I do real estate. I work with people, and so do you. You love people and you want to see them better on a holistic manner. So Dr. Kat, so tell us quickly as we go. I know we're getting a little bit long. Tell us very quickly what happened with your children.
Okay, so really
When they
quickly,
took
it
this.
was mostly my firstborn. So everything that happened with him was everything I didn't want to have happen. So A, the trouble conceiving, B, the very medicalized pregnancy because I was advanced maternal age and I was insulin dependent because I had had 600 blood sugar a year prior and radioactively killed my thyroid gland. So I was heavily monitored and got induced, of course, didn't want that, was no longer with midwives and ended up with 3 days of induction and a C-section. And so he had loads of Pitocin and he was in a poor position. And I adjusted him in the NICU, much to the chagrin of the neonatologist. And I couldn't breastfeed. I couldn't do anything, nothing. He didn't even want to co-sleep. It was awful. And he's my why. He's my biggest why. I have 2 little whys and they're amazing, but he is my top why because literally God said, I am giving you this child for you to have the most perfect lesson on the planet. And not in the like punitive way, just in a way that like, so he had kind of, there is no real description of what he had. I don't know if it's social anxiety or nonverbal learning disorder or whatever. No one's ever been able to fully kind of diagnose it, to be honest. I thought he had mild cerebral palsy. I tried all the things. I did all the things. He's been gluten-free and dairy-free since he's 2. He's been adjusted. He's never had a toxin enter into his body. We chose not to. He has never been on antibiotics, nothing. And we took him to a Montessori school when he was 4, and they asked him, they asked us to take him out. And I was in shock. I was like, what's wrong with my child? And really, it's just like he couldn't read cues. There was 0 wrong with his vision, 0 wrong with his hearing. Like no one could figure it out. And I literally shrugged my shoulders. I mean, definitely chiropractic and going gluten-free and having OT helped him for sure. I'm not diminishing that because that absolutely was necessary. But when we introduced Nerf 2, and at the time it was like maybe a half of a tablet, within 5 to 6, it took about 5 months. So what's funny is it took my young child about 4 or 5, 6 months and me about 2 weeks, which you wouldn't think age-wise. And it alleviated his oxidative stress. And he turned into a different child to the point where his teachers said, you know, what are you doing with him? People were like, should we come see the chiropractor? Is that the big difference? And I'm like, I'd love to tell you that that's the big difference because I've been adjusting him since he's born. So I don't think I've done anything different there. I'd love to tell you it's the gluten-free and dairy-free diet. I'm sure those things help because they amplify that threshold, right? They help his threshold. But the thing that has changed his threshold the most was reducing his oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days using a powerful Nerf 2 activator that we have our hands on with 12 patents, right? And I couldn't believe it to the point where my husband's like, And so he jumped on board and he joined the business because it was like, I need to share this with people. And now our whole family's been taking it. And most recently, and I think this will really like shock some people because I haven't talked about this. I talked to the OT and to his gym teacher yesterday. She was like, I don't know what you did in the past year. Now, mind you, he's 7, so he's been taking this for almost 3 years. She said, I don't know what you've been doing. I said, the only thing that is different, and his OT said it too, is Nerf 1. Using mitochondrial support for his body has helped him to gain weight, gain stability, and floor. She could not believe it. Like, he couldn't, his brother can write perfectly, and he's 4, and can do the monkey bars, but his older brother couldn't, and would watch him. And then we introduced Nerf 1, and my husband was like, why are we putting something else in his body? You know, we give him other supplements too, so don't, you know, because they're gluten and dairy free, so we support that. And I started adding just 1 Nerf 1 between the 2 of them, and they take 1.5 tablets together. They weigh together about 90 pounds together. So 1.5 tablets plus 1 Nerf 1. And that's the only difference. So take it or leave it. You know, I mean, do I still adjust them? Yes, of course. Do I still feed them healthy? Do I avoid medicine? Yes, of course. But oh my gosh, Nerf 2 and Nerf 1 for life. And they like Axio too.
Woo! I'll tell you what. Okay, people, I'm going to wrap this up. You heard it from a doctor. You heard it from a medical professional, Dr. Kat. You heard it about herself, about her children, about her patients. You guys, over 800 currently medical professionals just in the last 9 years flooding into the knowledge of an all-natural 5-herbed NRF2 activator. If you are watching this and you want to know more about what that is, first of all, if you know Dr. Kat, message her. If you know me, message me. If you know the person who tagged you or shared this post with you, ask them, because they loved you enough to share this with you today, to share this beautiful story. So feel free to share this and get back with the person who shared it. If you know Dr. Kat, you talk to her. If you're one of her patients, there's more to know. And she's very gentle about sharing this with her patients, but we're getting loud today because we need to know about this. And your children need to know. I'll tell you what, this has been a great conversation, Dr. Kat. Thank you. I am so glad that God saw fit that we would meet together on that beach.
Oh, it was so fun. So fun.
And it was so much fun because both of us earned a free trip as a result of earning it in our company, our very generous company. And we're going to go for the next one as well. So, Dr. Kat, I just adore you. I appreciate you. God bless you. And thank you to you Facebook people and all you that have said hello. Hi back to all of you. And love you all so much. Dr. Kat, mwah, mwah. Love you so much. And we will see all you Facebook world wonderful people later. You go out and make it a great day. God bless you. Mwah. Bye.
Bye. Bye.